Hello everyone. It is Kenyon here, doing a little bit of an impromptu solo episode for a few reasons. First of all, thank you to all those who recently subscribed. Big thanks. Thank you for all the support. It has come to my attention that a section of the Blake Murphy Part 1 video has, I guess, corrupted audio or basically it didn't render properly. So there's a section between, I would say, around 230 to 340 that is basically frozen in time. Everything else worked. For some reason, I checked. It didn't really seem to have any problems, but I guess I missed that. So first of all, my bad. I will be adding that to the end of this so that people can see. Now, before I get to that, there's a few other things that I want to explain because people keep bringing up a certain thing where it's like, well, why do you keep talking about the past? Why do you keep going over X, Y, and Z topics, specifically old trades that have, I guess, don't paint the franchise in the light that you want it to be painted in, or uh, people will deem it in a negative light. I think it's important to cover these things earnestly. And the way that I look at it is this. If people are going to say that X, Y, and Z trade isn't done until it's done, then I need to apply that same logic everywhere else. So I will use the Siakam trade as an example. People are saying, well, we need to see what we do with Bruce Brown before we deem the Siakam trade done. And even then, some people are like, well, we need to see what we have in 2026 to see if that trade is done. Fair enough, but then I have to apply the same logic to the 2025 second that needs to be conveyed. The reason why I bring this up is because in the conversation, and the reason why when the video started to play again, I had said, oh, that trade, the Pirtle trade, is the gift that keeps on giving. And the reason why I said that is because Blake Murphy had brought up the fact that we now control our future, sans that 2025 pick. And so, first of all, it was brought up because it was part of the context of the conversation and where the conversation, was headed towards. Second of all, it's the Raptors off season. And again, convey or not convey was part of the conversation that dominated this whole thing leading up to it. If I'm asking someone like Blake Murphy or someone else that I deem to be, whether it be an expert or insider or just someone else with their perspective, especially if they have insights to share about the Raptors, I'm going to have to ask that question until it's no longer relevant. It is currently relevant, and so for that reason, I do have to ask that question. Um, yeah, that's it. Again, sorry, I will double check that the part two has no audio problems. And I guess, yeah, enjoy the video that I'm going to share at the end of this. Again, yeah, keep liking, keep commenting, keep subscribing. It helps the algorithm. I didn't want to re-upload because, partially because of the algorithm as well. So hopefully this helps, and take care and peace. Did you want it to convey? What were your thoughts?
I didn't really care that much, honestly. Like, I'd been so resigned to the fact that for the whole second half of the season, it's like, well, the furthest that they could bottom out is it's going to be a 50-50 to keep it. So I just kind of had to, make peace with either possibility. And I see the arguments for both sides. If you're and it's not just an optimist pessimist play, but the optimistic view, I think, would be we'll get a high talent, a high pick in here. In even bad drafts, there are good players. You get another good young player to get in there and learn and grow with Grady and Scotty and IQ and RJ. And maybe, you're a little better next year. I get that side of it. There's also a part of me that was like, well, even a better version of the Raptors next year, that might be a play-in team. And if you make the play-in and miss wouldn't you like to have control of your draft pick in a much, much better draft just in case? So I saw the case for it and against it. I probably slightly would have leaned toward what happened, which is conveying it now. You've got two picks in the top 31 still in a draft that isn't that great at the top, but is supposed to have some depth into the 30s, maybe even early 40s. So it's not, the worst situation to be in. And now you head into this year not having to worry about your pick conveying, having the flexibility to trade all of those, not just your future first because of the Stepien rule, but that Spurs pick held up some of your future seconds as well, because it could have turned into multiple future seconds if it didn't convey down the line. So you just have a little bit more flexibility now, a little bit more certainty. As much as I would have liked to watch, another good young player with this core, you just kind of have to suck it up and hope that, you find that guy at 19 or 31 instead.